ahead of the sitting yesterday. Have you heard him?
No.
You haven't heard him?
What did he say?
Okay. Apparently, he said when you went into the meeting, one of the things that was in contention was where either side was supposed to speak.
Precisely.
Yes. And the clerk said clearly that he recognizes them as the majority. And
the clerk didn't speak. He had no audience there.
The clerk did not speak?
The clerk did not speak.
So was that matter settled there?
It was not settled. If it was settled, why is it that they walk out of the chamber? What was... Let me greet your cherished listeners in the first place. What happened yesterday was that the speaker gave a ruling on the 17th, Thursday, around 5 o'clock in the evening. The proceedings, votes and proceedings or minutes of that meeting, which was approved yesterday by the House, was not ready the day the MPP went to court. So they took a draft minutes to the Supreme Court and misled the Supreme Court. Secondly, you can only take the decisions of the House to court by sending the minutes of the House. And the minutes of the House must be the approved minutes of the House. And they are what we call votes and proceedings. And the votes and proceedings are approved after the next sitting day. So since we sat on the day the Speaker gave the declaration, the House had not met until yesterday's morning. So what minutes did the MPP take to the Supreme Court? Put that one aside. When we met the Speaker yesterday, what the Speaker said was that he gave a decision on the 17th. He had received a decision or a ruling from the Supreme Court, a letter from the Supreme Court, based on which he had communication. And therefore, we should come to the House for him to communicate it to us. The majority side, as at yesterday, was the NDC. The minority side, as at yesterday, was the MPP. Until a new declaration or communication was made by the Speaker. But they said they will not sit down as minority to recognize that current status. So, unless we move to the other side, now we said, we know there's a declaration from the Speaker. And that is what we are implementing until he come and change it on the floor. Until that one changes, we in NDC are the majority because we are 136. You in MPP are the minority because we are 135. But they said the Speaker was going to make a declaration and therefore we should come for it. How do you reject a standing declaration and go and accept a yet to be communicated, which you don't know, declaration? And that was the bone of contention. So when we refused and they refused, the Speaker said, if both sides leadership are behaving this way, then how much more your colleagues and supporters? So based on that, I'm telling the two leadership that I'm going to adjourn the House Senate Day to do further consultations with the opinion leaders, senior citizens, and traditional rulers and faith-based organizations.
So the Speaker didn't make a declaration in that meeting?
No. He said he had to make it on the floor.
Okay.
And they were not in the floor. They said they would go and sit in the offices and listen to him.
Oh,
and
really?
You know, the Speaker, as wise as he is, he refused to even comment on the Supreme Court. They say as to whether he accepts it or he rejects it. So if you are going to sit in your office, go and sit in your office and listen to yourself.
Oh, so they told the Speaker at the meeting that they will sit in their office.
They will go and listen from their offices, that they will not sit on the floor. And Speaker doesn't speak to the offices, he speaks on the floor. So as I speak to you, Because they were not ready, that communication was not made.
Furthermore,
as to whether the Speaker accepts it or not, as I sit here, I don't know.
Okay, whether the Speaker accepts the decision of the Supreme Court.
Yeah, because that opportunity was declined by the minority. They were not in the chamber. And the Speaker said, we didn't have quorum to proceed, so he adjourned the House in a day.
Oh, you're saying that if they had decided to sit in the House, it would have given the Speaker the opportunity to.
Exactly.
Okay. But he also suggests that even the Speaker's decision, in fact, he said he questioned the Speaker's decision to, when the Speaker communicated to both sides that he was going to adjourn in a day. He said he questioned that decision. Did he?
He asked to when.
Oh,
they wanted to know when the Speaker will recall the House, but he didn't object to the adjournment, the suspension of the House in a day. He wanted to know when we will come back. But you know, the Speaker has that one too is in the bosom of the Speaker. My brother, where we are, the best thing is not to litigate, but to bring our egos down, accept certain facts and certain changes, and proceed.
Because he seems to be litigating a lot. He's even suggesting that the Speaker had no power to adjourn the House in a day.
Is that he's leader of government business. The Speaker didn't take that one from him. You are leader of government business, but your number is 135. Come and proceed. And our standing orders have taken cognizance of that. There can be a parliament with minority in government, but the standing orders have taken cognizance of that. And that was the reason why we changed the old standing orders for these new standing orders. So it doesn't mean that when you are in government, you must be majority in parliament. Our standing orders have made provision for a system when you have a majority in opposition.
What happens if he continues to litigate this?
It means he's not serious to govern. As it stands now, he must admit it, reach out to both sides, both the Speaker and his colleague, the minority leader, and find people to intervene for peace to prevail. You are just less than, you are giving majority leadership. In less than 1 year, you have brought the party to minority, and I think that is why what he doesn't want to admit.
Would you have been ready to change your sitting position if the Speaker had decided otherwise?
The Speaker can only do that by communicating it on the floor.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if the Speaker had communicated it on the floor, you have no choice?
We have no problem. He is the Speaker and he decides which way to go. And he does it in accordance with our procedure, rules and procedure.
Yeah, but he says the Speaker is afraid of the leadership of your leadership of the majority.
If the Speaker is not afraid of government in power, how can the Speaker be afraid of opposition?
He says whenever you raise your voice a little, then the Speaker is not able to communicate his decisions clearly.
They must be grateful to the Speaker. Do you remember, I was in the former leadership. I hope you are aware.
Yes.
Can you imagine the number of times that we were fighting the Speaker?
That's Speaker Michael Quinn.
Was it not that Afenyo Markins who was calling the Speaker father, oh father? Huh? Have you forgotten?
No, you mean fighting Speaker Alban Bagbin?
We were when the Parliament started in 2021.
Okay.
When we passed E-Levy, we fought the Speaker. When we passed the VAT, we fought the Speaker. When we approved the ministers, we fought the Speaker. On certain cases, the NDC minority then fought the Speaker on several occasions. Do you remember when the Honorable Mutala told the Speaker that he was behaving like a village chief?
Yes, yes, Honorable Muntaka, yes.
Is Mutaka in the MPP? You see, if the cap fits you, accept it. If it doesn't fit you, Accept it. You may get a day when it will fit you. This speaker has held them on several occasions, and they must appreciate that. How can you tell the speaker that he's scared of the opposition? When you know, in all instances, this is the fourth year, this is the fourth session, he has been with you, approved government businesses to the point that the President of the Republic recommended Speaker Bagbin that when people were scared that because of the nature of the hand parliament government business was going through, he's happy that Bagbin has been able to work with him to approve everything. This is official statement. Have you forgotten? So what has happened? Anyway, that one will not wash.
Because he further suggested that there are some people from your side who had informed him that the decision to adjourn Senate had been discussed on your platforms. So you were the ones who made the decision in connivance with the speaker.
I don't agree to that. Myself, I was in the constituency and I was not following the platform. I was campaigning in the constituency with Ase Dunketia.
But in the meantime, we understand that he indicated that they are actually going to, from today, start processes to recall Parliament.
In fact, they can do that, but they must cure the disease and not be taking painkillers.
And the disease is?
The disease is, you see, we must all bring our egos down. You can't be in government and behaving like opposition. Recall, ever since I entered Parliament, these emergency things and these things were done by the opposition. But anyway, that is nature. The town has made them opposition. So they are behaving like opposition party.
I see. And then he also suggests that Speaker Bagbin is not a Democrat because he did not acquiesce to the decision of the Supreme Court.
Speaker Bagbin is the most democratic speaker we've ever had in this country, who has managed a hung parliament and made sure that the nation moves on. Afenyo Markins must agree that this parliament is a unique parliament. And he is not the first person to lead that house. Chairman led it in first year, second year, third year, and gave fourth year and gave half year to him. Was it not the same parliament? Did we witness what we are witnessing now? There are issues, and let both sides bring their ego down. You can't go and tell a speaker that the satanic is this, is this, is this. At least you are leader of government business, but not the leader of the whole business in the house. Because we have private business as well. And the speaker presides over both private and government business. So you are leader of some aspect and not the whole. And you must admit the relatives and think of how to navigate your way. But if you are using antagonistic, holistic, divisive, and you are not ready to be able to bring that, how will you survive? Sometimes I had been a majority, second deputy majority whip before, when Speaker Doejao was the Speaker of Parliament. Speaker Bagbin was a majority leader. In most cases, they would tell us, we are in majority, we are in government, we have a government to run. So keep quiet, let them have their say, and let's have our way. But if you are in the majority, you are in government business, and you are not thinking of getting your way, all that is that you are just behaving like you are in opposition. In fact, it will jeopardize government business, and that's what they are doing to themselves.
You seem unimpressed with the leadership of Afenyo Markins.
In fact, I'm part of the leadership, and I will not comment on that. I'm not attacking his leadership, and I'm attacking the entire MPP caucus. A case in point yesterday, you are government bench. Instead of shipping your MPs to come, they ship their party supporters to come to the Princess of Parliament and did not ship their MPs. So when we went to the chamber, we were over 100 and they were less than 50.
Less than 50?
Less than 50.
Really?
Oh, I'm telling you, go and look at this.
Because they had hundreds of supporters in the presence of Parliament.
Instead of keeping MPs, they were keeping party supporters. They thought we would also keep party supporters so that we come and clash. But we chose it wise not to bring our single supporter there. What we did was we brought MPs. Your Parliament is a house for MPs and not for party supporters.
I see.
I know Dompreg went there before 6 o'clock, and you went with party supporters everywhere. So if NDC too had brought party supporters, there would have been a clash. But we were too smart not to bring party supporters. After that, they went to radio. Oh, they are Democrats. They will not do anything to jeopardize the peace of the country.
Yes, that they were peaceful, that you were the ones who were going to create lawlessness, among others.
By what? Lawlessness by who? Parliament is a house of ventilation of grievances. If you have any grievance, bring it to Parliament. What are you bringing your supporters to do?
Whip, what happens next?
In fact, the Speaker said he was adjourning for us to dialogue and engage. So we are waiting for that dialogue and engagement.
In the meantime, how's campaigning going in the constituency?
Oh, very effective. I just came from there yesterday, as I told you. And I'm going back.
Are some of your members struggling?
Oh, opposition, you definitely struggle, but because of the wind of change, it's good for us. So most of our colleagues will win. And NDC will come to the 9th Parliament with majority of seats. And John Mahama will be sworn in as the President of the Republic come 7 January 2025.
Because there's been a suggestion that the NPP is getting to a point where they are accepting that winning the presidency will be difficult. So they have an assault on the seats.
No, they are doing a backdoor campaign. We call it backdoor. You know, you can get the presidency through backdoor.
Okay.
That is what happened to NDC in 2008.
Okay.
You know, in 2008, in the first round, Nanadu had 49%, but Professor Mills had 47%.
Okay.
And Nanadu had 123 MPs, but Professor Mills had 148 MPs. In the first round, do you remember?
Yes.
So in the second round, the campaign was that, NDC Professor Mills had already gotten majority of Parliament. So once NDC controls Parliament, they needed to add the presidency to him in the second round. And that is why on the 28th January, Professor Mills was having 50 point something and another was having still 49.
Oh. So the backdoor is to seek to get a majority in Parliament so that they can justify
that's winning the presidency through backdoor. That's what the Baumia's campaign is doing.
And
so that is why if you look at the MPP's campaign, they have presidential campaign team and they have parliamentary campaign team. Do you remember?
Yes, yes.
Yeah? So the parliamentary campaign team is to get majority in Parliament and force the elections into runoff and use that majority to campaign that, we already have majority in Parliament. So the back door is open for us. If the front door is locked, let's allow us to enter the Jubilee House through the back door.
And you're sure you have what it takes to close this back door to them?
That is why Ase Dunketia campaign, when he announced that he is going to concentrate on the parliamentary campaign.
Okay.
And those who are political watchers, citizens one will understand it, but some people didn't understand. So Ase Dunketia's campaign is to go to the remotest and the hard to break areas in the country, and that's what the campaign he is doing. So he is not doing a constituency campaign. He's just going to, when he comes to your constituency, he visits at least 3, 4, 5 areas. So he's going to villages that no big man will go. That is the meaning.
Oh, okay. Always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. You know, politics involves a lot too.
Honorable Ibrahim Ahmed is first deputy majority whip, one of the deputies, member of parliament for Banda, speaking to us. And